Hey everybody. How are you guys today? What's this now? What? Full e-girl. What? Oh, okay. I've no idea what that's about. Tell me more, Pseudofox. I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Oh well, whatever. Hey, Capacity. It's true, you just checked. Hey, Perfidious. Hey, Broken Age Jester. When did this change occur? Hey, Dark. Here we go again, yep. What are we here we going again? Oh, you mean the placing things? Oh, you're on 2B2T. Ah, okay. Well, good. Hope you enjoy it. I can't really anymore, but sure. Assuming the Dark Zombie changes in April Fool's thing. Ah, okay. I didn't even know what that was about, and it's not even April 1st yet for me. Which is what matters the most, don't you know? Oh yeah, today out of nowhere, totally unexpected, right. That makes you sound like you're in on it, Pseudofox. But no, I have no clue what that's about. But then, shit happens a lot in April Fools, so who knows. Hey, Osmobite, thank you for the donation again, man. You show up every stream, dude. Like, thank you, but still, like... I still don't know what to think when people donate to me. Is there like a certain mindset I should adopt or something? Is somebody an expert on this? But regardless, thank you so much, man. Oh, man, I had a very, very tough project that I had to deal with. I'm so glad that shit is behind me. Oh, whoops. It was a Japanese project, and let me tell you, it was kicking my ass. It was a very, very annoying presentation on an article that I quite honestly didn't give a shit about, but whatever. You're rebuilding Space Falcon 2B2T. Okay. No, I'm not adopting a mindset, don't worry. But yeah, so where are you rebuilding it? Are you hopefully you're not rebuilding it at the site. And like you actually build it in a new place where it's way, way safer. Cause if not, I hate to tell you this, but it ain't long for this world. If you built it where I think you built it. Or are rebuilding it where I think you're rebuilding it. And see, the thing is, you're not the only person to have thought, I'm gonna rebuild Space Falcon. I just hope that more people don't, like, get that idea, you know? I don't know. You sad you couldn't donate a bunch of panel to that. I see. Well, thank you again, Osmobite. Don't go too wild there, mate. $4 is plenty. But yeah, no, at the site far away. Ah, okay. Well, good. If you're rebuilding it at a site far away, that's what matters. That's all that I care about. This build looks dope. What is it? It's going to be a giant tower similar to the Citadel from Half-Life 2. Only similar, not really, like, super the same. Come on, come on. There we go. Yeah. I was hoping I could get caught in the water current. There we go. But yeah, that was it was a tough 2 days. I almost had to pull an all-nighter for the first time in a very, very long time. I was not happy. I was dead. I'm pretty sure I fucked up the presentation itself, which, oh well, what can you do? But I'm happy it's behind me. I'm also not doing any more of this, any more Japanese classes after this. I don't have to. So I don't gotta work on this stuff any longer. Whew. It's seriously gotten to the point where I barely understand half of what's going on in class. Like, I just genuinely have no clue what we're doing half the time. It's really kind of annoying that it's gotten to that level. And there's really good reason it's gotten to that level, is the worst part. But oh well. I'm not going to bitch about stuff that, quite honestly, nobody gives a shit about. But in other news... Oh, that was a fish. In other news, I got to reconnect with Kino Rana last night. Hadn't talked with him in years. He was trying to write a memoir about all of his 2B2T experiences, and I helped jog his memory about some things, helped him, told him some stuff, just whatever it was he wanted at the time. It was a really good little, reunion, as it were. Kino Rana was instrumental in a lot of really cool things, like the 32Ks. 32Ks would not have been preserved properly had it not been for Kino Rana. And a bunch of shit like that. I could just go on and on about all the cool shit that Kino Rana did. He developed a hack client that was originally Pyrobyte's hack client. He developed on it exclusively for like 3 years. And he ended up saying something to the effect of, like, he was glad that that was an opportunity he got, because it ended up making him into a software developer, and he's doing really good. And he's, like, pretty convinced that wouldn't have happened had he not been forced to learn, basically. Holy shit, I should have done it this way. Holy shit, I should have just done it this way. This is so much easier. The fuck was I thinking? Anyway, Osmobite, again, dude, $5. Wow, you're a big spender now. You have a rather large build project plan, but you're really ambitious. You don't want to get it done. Japanese class sucks. Went to Japanese school for 8 years. God damn. I don't want to imagine that. Although I've been in 4 years of, university study. That's probably not quite the same, but it's pretty tough. I don't know. I bet you were young, Osmobite, and so you could pick it up way better, way easier. Login is done through authentication Hatena. What are you talking about now? Your Japanese mini blog. Oh, okay. What sort of project was it? It was a news article. It was a pain in the ass. So because coronavirus, having been the coronavirus, Japanese foreign exchange students, students in Japan who go to various countries and are foreign exchange students, their numbers have gone from like 110,000 to like 2,000. And everybody is deathly afraid of corona. And to be fair, that's a valid worry. And so they're basically lamenting the fact that, this is cheating some people out of a future to a very minor degree. Because, that's a very valuable study experience. Studying abroad is useful for learning, blah, 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 junk I don't give a shit about. And it was all in Japanese. It was moderately complex, and trying to unravel and navigate my way through it, combined with the fact that the textbook we've been using for the last 2 years sucks dick and just is nigh impossible to keep up with, unless you're like, you have an eidetic memory, or are a fucking genius, or you just are a native speaker, or you were lucky enough to grow up speaking it to some minor degree. Like, literally all of my classmates seem to be. I'm like the only normal person out there. And so it's just kind of like an eternal grind with no real discernible end game. It actually is quite awful. Because, like, we just didn't... We stopped doing Genki. Initially, we learned through Genki, and I loved Genki. It was really, really well-paced. Very well-structured. And, for the most part, it did the job. And then we got done with Genki, and we went to Tobira. And Tobira is fucking awful. You've probably seen at some point, because it was a meme for a very long time, the Dwarf Fortress... what is it? The Dwarf Fortress difficulty curve for player difficulty. And how it points, it's like a straight... it's not even an incline anymore. It's like an absolute... Like a straight up and down line. Right? Tobira sort of gets that way. And we don't practice hardly any of it. It's terrible. Because if you don't practice the grammar that you're learning, what the hell do you expect to learn? Like, that's really kind of the worst of it. Is that it ends up... We'll learn 7 or 8 grammar points, and then just never see them or hear them again. And... Except for the odd one out sort of instance where the teacher will be like, yeah, remember this grammar point? You should use it right now. And I'm like, I don't fucking remember what I ate for breakfast. What do you mean this one grammar point? By the way, we learned this one over a year ago. And I'm like, the fuck I do? How am I supposed to? Does anyone else? And 1 or 2 people will be like, yeah, I kind of vaguely remember it. And I'm like, how? How do you even get that far? And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I kind of started learning too late. I was too old. I was 29 when I started learning Japanese. And I'm still, like, eager to learn. I just wanted to have it be at a more relaxed and less crazy pace. Because, like, Tobira, we finally got done with Tobira. I haven't touched any of the side material for it. Because, like, I can't do it. I'd have to go back and review, like, 5-6 lessons of stuff just to even have a shot at some of it. And it's just like, what's the fucking point? I may as well start over if that's the case. That's what it feels like. So yeah, I don't know. Shame, you love to see it through somehow. Yeah. Just wait till you get the job. Get a job, the donations be like, okay. Yeah, it was from 6 to 14. Yes, you were at the perfect age to be learning a foreign language. From 6 to 14, that's perfect. If only I could have had it at that age. I mean, I wouldn't have cared at that age is the problem. So it wouldn't have done me any good because I wouldn't have appreciated it. Which is sad, but oh well. Okay. But it is nice to see that there are other people who are 2B2T tangentially related. Pseudo Haiku, designer of modern spiritual successors, shuttered mini bag site called Hatena Haiku. Really? Huh. Well, small world, I guess. Fuck. Keep falling. Made it specifically for the very dedicated Japanese community that remained on the site even as it fell into disrepair. Aha. Why did they stick around? A sense of community? They were all like friends, I guess. That sounds interesting enough. Japanese is insanely difficult. It's not that bad if you can just get a grasp on the structure and what each grammar bit does for you and what its potential is. Knowing the potential of something is just as good as... Oh, and lots of experience. Lots of practice and experience. Son of a bitch. And we just stopped practicing in class. That's the thing. We just like halted half of our development. Oh, and that was another thing. I forgot about that. We used to have lectures in English, 1 lecture a week. And at that lecture, we could ask questions. We could, whatever. And things could make more sense that way. And then we went to Tobira and we stopped doing that. So it's just all the way around just awful. I feel like if we'd just gone to, I don't know. See, the thing is, like, advanced Japanese, they want to teach you at a faster pace, more comprehensively. And, like, I get that, but that doesn't work. At least not for me. That's too much. That got so overwhelming. It stopped being interesting. It stopped being fun. It started being too much of a chore. And I'm sorry, like, you can teach it in such a way that it's not a chore. Everyone was really excellent to each other, even had yearly person meetups on 8-9. Okay. Cool. Well, people even got married. Wow. Well, good. I'm glad people have found some sense of camaraderie in this world. It ain't much, but, like, it's all you can do sometimes. I didn't mind Genki. Genki... Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That was close. Anyway, Genki, like, approached learning or teaching Japanese in a much less overbearing way. I feel like that's the correct approach. It's a good way to do it. And it just kind of stopped being interesting. It stopped being fun. It started being a chore because I knew that half of what I was learning, I was not really learning. I was getting by through the test. When inevitably we'd have a test at the end of the lesson, into the midterm, and then the final. And then it would just not be of value anymore. And it just, like, it didn't feel like it was valuable, a valuable use of my time. And, like, I'm just not conversational enough. And it's just, like, I can express myself in English amazingly well. And to be unable to do it to that degree, especially at my age, in Japanese, just always made me so frustrated. And I get it, you know, I'm not good at it yet. So, of course, I'm not good at it. You're not good at it. What makes you think you'd be good at it? Right. But at the same time, I still want to be. And it's just like, ugh. I don't know. I'm going to try other resources. I might come back to Tobira in a few years. Hopefully it will be a little less troublesome. The thing of it is, like, the teacher's insight to certain subtleties and nuances were invaluable if I could remember them. And it's just certain things were just not convenient enough, I guess. I don't know. I hate trying to talk while I'm building. Like, I really genuinely do want to, like, build on Minecraft, like, just say nothing, just listen to the music and just do nothing. And then I also want to kind of, like, strike a conversation with you guys, because I actually like talking to some of you now. I didn't always like talking to some of you, I will not lie. But, like, I can't fucking do both and do as well at both, I feel. I'm genuinely, like, baffled as to how people stream and do both at once. I feel like walking and chewing bubblegum is the maximum I can do. I don't know. Maybe I'm broken in some fashion. And that's why I can't do it. And other people wouldn't have a problem. This is way faster. Shit, I should have been doing this. Get the fuck out of the way, you goddamn fish. Little bitch ass. Okay. Trying to get all the basalt to arrange the same way is not easy. But anyway, you've been running your news site for almost a year now. You had to perform a grand total of 0 moderation actions. Ah. Well, yeah, the Japanese people have always been fairly reserved and very, very mindful and conscientious of each other. So, like, you're not going to have people on average, you're not going to have people who, like, shit-fit at each other and, like, call each other names like you would on 2B2T or where have you. That's just not a common occurrence. Now, you do get trolls in Japanese because of how stuffy their culture is. People, like young guys especially, don't have an outlet for aggression and for, like, opinions and stuff, because it's a very, like, keep your opinions to yourself kind of nation. And so they actively go out of their way to be terrible to people online simply because that's their only outlet. Like, imagine 4chan on crack. Like, that's the problem they have. God, that is not a fun problem. But I'm glad you've not had any problems with moderation, Pseudo. Oh, hey, Marco, man. Yeah, I'm cursing. What about it? I curse every stream. I curse every 10 seconds. Like, cursing is, like, wonderful. I'll never understand how people get so worked up over words. Like, the word fuck, damn, shit, like, these are arbitrary words. That you do know that, right? These words do not inherently have meaning. They're not like the worst thing in the universe. Oh my god. Like, oh, I'm going to hell now. Like, no, that shit's not real. Like, I'll never understand the mindset of people who ascribe power to words that are really just said as a way to relieve frustration. Like, that's the whole point of cursing. It's a means of relieving frustration. And generally, it's a way of expressing frustration without signing blame. That's a very important thing, is that you can say, fuck, this fucking sucks, and get mad at something. But maybe your situation that sucks doesn't matter. Or, I mean, it matters, but I mean, it's not controllable. That's what I mean. Nobody can do anything about it. And so, who would you blame in that situation? Well, you can't. You can't blame anyone, because there's no one you can blame. There's no one to blame. The situation just is bad. That happens too. And so, expressing your frustration that way is generally more healthy than pinning it inside you or something. Not expressing yourself, bottling it up, getting things of that nature. And it's just like, oh my god, you said dirty words. Like, that's just so childish to worry about such things. And it's just... there was so much puritanism about that shit. Not even all that long ago. Like, maybe 20 years-ish ago, there was, like, so much puritanical behavior about that. My favorite, the only rap song that I genuinely like, because I hate rap as a whole, usually. I cannot stand it. But the one rap song that I can not only stand, but that I absolutely adore because it's so good, is Eminem's Slim Shady. And at one point, it just had me in stitches when he said this, because it's so fucking true. There's a line in Slim Shady where Eminem says he's parroting a critic, because when Slim Shady was released, it was super edgy. And he's parroting a critic that said something to the effect of, well, Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps, because Will Smith was still a rapper and not a cuck back then. Will Smith don't got a curse in his raps to sell records. And Eminem's response is just fucking gold. Well, I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. And I'm just like, yes. That is exactly the attitude more people need to have. Because, like, Will Smith made something of a living out of himself, out of being clean. I mean, squeaky clean. Like, oh, fuck. Damn it, I knew he was going to blow something up. Anyway, like, being so squeaky clean, he was practically above reproach. And that's fine, I guess. But A, that's boring. And B, do you know anyone like that in real life who's actually... Oh, fuck. Like, who's not, like, 50 or 60 years old or older and, like, has a perpetual stick up their ass? Like, does any such person actually exist? And it's just like... Eminem is in that moment. He's being himself. And Will Smith got to his level of popularity when he was exclusively a rapper. He got to that level by being himself. It's just that he himself... Oh, fuck. There was another explosion. He himself was squeaky clean. And that works for him, I guess. Ooh. Damn, I'm getting bad at diffusing creepers. But, like... That shit's not realistic. That doesn't work for most people. And it can't work for most people. That's the irony. And you have to love someone who knows their limitations and knows that something or some standard is not only unrealistic, it's also silly. It's bad. It's dumb. It's boring. It's trite. It's whatever. And, like, Eminem is terrible nowadays. But, like, back when he was doing that, he knew who he was. I think he's been in Hollywood a little too long and has long since lost that connection with himself. But then a lot of people get that way. They forget how they were in their edgier days. They lose sight of what it meant to cut loose and be cool. Yeah, a lot of people like him for Rap God, but I don't. I like him for Slim Shady more. Slim Shady is peak Eminem. Fuck. See, I'm saying fuck over what? Placing just simple smooth basalt. Like, that's not anyone's problem. It's not even really anyone's, like, it's my own skill issue that I can't get this timing right. But, like, how would you like it if I berated one of you? It's your fault, Poncho Hamster. Oh my god. And, like, I don't know, that would be a terrible thing if people didn't curse. Because then we would be singling each other out and focusing on each other and releasing our ire on each other on a more common basis. And it would get so out of hand. It would be awful. Interpersonal relationships would be very hard to maintain in that kind of environment. If you've ever been with someone who's abusive or manipulative, you know what that's like. They will basically focus on you, laser, pinpointed, and they'll just, like, henpeck you to death, pretty much. That's a narcissistic behavior to a degree. I've seen and heard of that before too. And so yeah, like, I just live and let live, you know? That's, like, the best way to be. Just live and let live. Just don't give a fuck what other people do. And not so much, like, let them get away with things if they do bad stuff. But, like, it's not your job to worry about what others are doing. I'll never forget when, because this kind of brings me back to when Kino Rana and I were reminiscing last night. He was having trouble remembering what all happened in 2014. And eventually we all, we came to the conclusion as to why. But I remember distinctly the only thing of interest that occurred in 2014 on 2B2T was that we griefed Warmonger. And that made Warmonger, like, infamous. Because everybody wanted to shit on Warmonger. And at one point, I distinctly remember, like, identifying the reason why people wanted to shit on Warmonger. And I'd seen about, I don't know, a year or so earlier, I saw an image an image macro on 4chan that summed up my feelings perfectly. It was a picture of a jihadi terrorist who was like behind an iron gate or a fence gate of some kind, and he was yelling, and the caption just simply said, "Wah, wah, wah, I want to live in your world and tell you how to run it." And like that just perfectly sums up so many people. They want to live in your world and tell you how to run it. Fuck off, spiders. I don't believe in spiders. Get out of here. I don't believe in baby zombies either. Anyway. And so it's pathetic that that's a thing most people have as their hobby. Worrying about other people. Concerning themselves with other people's businesses. Like, some people have to be told. Some bitches have to be told to fuck off because they will not leave people alone. They do not grasp the concept of personal space and boundaries. We also mentioned, or speaking of, we also ended up reminiscing about some members of Nerds Inc. and how some of them were on the autism spectrum because they don't, and that's a sign of autism, is that there's no respect or understanding of personal boundaries, you know. Tristan and Clyde very much had that. And that explains a whole hell of a lot about both Tristan and Clyde's actions over the years, how they bring out the worst in each other, and why things ended up the way they ended up, really. Like, a lot of things just kind of made sense after talking with Kino Rana last night. Fuck. Because, like, yeah, there are just some people out there who do not get. Clyde and Tristan, yeah, they've got some sort of autism. They have to. And, yeah, they just don't. There's no respect for other people's boundaries or anything of that nature. And that is definitely one of the symptoms. It comes from a lack of social awareness, is usually where that comes from. Because, like, Kino mentioned that if Clyde and Tristan didn't like something, specifically Clyde, but Tristan would be there often too. If they didn't like something, that is, if they weren't interested in that something, they not only didn't care about it, they didn't care about destroying it or ruining it for others. And really, like, when I stopped and thought about it, that made so much sense. You watch Jared's interview on it, he said all Nerds Inc. members are autistic. Yeah, that makes so much sense now. Fuck. I'm just gonna... Yeah, them being autistic makes perfect sense. It's not impossible to grasp and respect personal boundaries when you're on the spectrum. No, that's true. It's not impossible. You're not wrong. It depends on how much of a touch of it you got and how big it plays into your thinking. And just, I don't know. I know that when Tristan's father died, it got way worse. It got to the point where it was like impossible to hang around with or talk to him. You could tell there was frustration and sadness at his loss, but like he did not handle it in the proper way. And it's just like, it shows. It can be learned, it's just a balance of constant awareness, not second guessing yourself, right? And see, that's the thing, that requires a role model or some sort of a boundary keeper in your life, someone who can reel you back in when you get off too far, when you go too far, or when you get too wound up. You gotta have someone reel you in, and they didn't have that. Neither of them, well, rather, sorry, Tristan probably had that in his father. And then he didn't have his father. For those of you who don't know, Tristan's father passed away in a plane crash. And that happened right around the time of the back door of early 2016. And like from that point forward, Tristan was like a different person. And I knew him before. I invited him to Space Valkyria because he was cool at that time. And it's really, really shocking how quick some people's behaviors can just turn on a dime. And yeah, real life influences, definitely. That can definitely do it. And so yeah, that's just such a sad thing. Like, I hope those people in Nerds Inc. can get themselves sorted out. I really do. Because like, if you can't help how you're born, you can't help, you know, whatever disability or problem you have. No one can help that. You know, nobody wants to make fun of people like that. But like, nobody should be forced to just have that be the standard, you know? You should always try to improve and grow and change. Like, nobody should just be forced to stagnate and be a jerk-ass forever and ever and ever. Like, it's much better not being that way. Okay. Almost out of this basalt. No. Found out some years after graduating from high school that you were a special test for a new program testing out of integrating special ed kids with normal class instead of keeping them separate. Ooh. I mean, if special ed children can test out eventually and reintegrate back into normal class, I think they should be allowed. Instead of keeping them perpetually quarantined for their entire school career. Because that's more detrimental, in my opinion. Is being labeled special ed forever and ever and ever and ever. And having zero chance at redeeming yourself or getting out and getting to a norm. Because that lack of development or that lack of experience will come back to bite you. Being unable to interact with other people your age, it will stunt your growth as a person. It will, most certainly. That's too bad because their intelligence Nerds Inc. could use it for good. Exactly. Exactly. If you have that skill, you can make something of that. And I mean, that's just human nature. Some people want to use their abilities for evil. Or at the very least, to just cause mischief. In Nerds Inc. case, I wouldn't say it's really evil, more mischief. Malicious mischief, in many cases. But yeah. Got to start building Space Valk 4. Okay. Well, enjoy doing that, Broken Jester. It might take you a while. Had a delayed social development because you didn't really know how to make friends. Yeah, so some of the lessons you learned came a bit late, but you feel like you caught up well. Yeah, exactly. And people who would be stuck in special ed would have no such opportunity. And that's really kind of sad, isn't it? Like, I'm lucky I was able to develop socially. And I didn't have any autism. Because my brother does. It's very light. Very, very, very light touch of it. But you can tell. You can tell he has it. And we've worked hard to get him to a stable norm. And it has done wonders for him because he's got a stable job. He has friends. He's got a life. And he wouldn't have that had we not pushed him to grow past his disability and get better. And like, that's criminal to not want people to get better. You know, it really is just criminal to want to stunt people as they are. And there's an undercurrent in society of you're born how you're born and you got to deal with it. You're just this way. And that you can't or shouldn't attempt to change it. And like, that's bullshit. You should always be trying to change yourself and make yourself better. Since Pyro had access to a backdoor, he was very strict with it, while Tristan very much abused his backdoor for malicious intent. Initially, no, that's not quite what happened, Capacity. You're on the right track, but like, that didn't happen until later. Initially, I noticed this around the time I was building Space Valk 1. up until then, up until the third incursion and Space Valk 1, and Kino and I noticed this last night when we were talking. For a while there, Pyro was very detached from the rest of the group, from everybody else, all the other people who have now become famous, I guess. Pyro was like very hush-hush with what secrets he had access to and what he could do. And somewhere around the third incursion, he got more generous. He openly shared his imps with everybody. He willingly gave me quartz and dirt and a bajillion other important valuables, illegal items, all of that. He started sharing it around because I think Pyro on some level realized that, yeah, you can have those really wicked, awesome, illegal items, but what's the value in it? What's the good in hoarding it to yourself? You know? What's the point? What does that really get you? You may as well share the wealth around a little bit and have fun with it. And we had the third incursion about that time, and that was the perfect opportunity to do just that. And so I think that kind of made Pyro realize that was something worth doing. Because then after that, I remember Pyro running around spamming ghast eggs and converting mob spawners into ghast spawners. And he even let us do that at Space Valk 1. It was really fucking cool. And like, I get wanting to keep your stuff to yourself or keep it to your group. But again, at the same time, what's the fun if you can't really, like, share it around? Like, you can say what you want about keeping private exploits and things private. But at the same time, I don't know. At a certain point, it's more fun to let others in on the fun, too, than to just sit on it and do nothing. Tristan, on the other hand, became even more withdrawn and then eventually became more malicious. He did the opposite of what Pyro did. And then Pyro eventually left because, like, I'm pretty sure he just wanted to start over and, like, quit so that he could get his academics under control. Because 2B2T was eating his life up, from what I understand. And, you know, fair enough. If you feel like something's out of control, you know, it makes sense to want to kind of reel it in or stop it altogether. If it's going to be a problem. Oh, man. Okay, I think it's time. Well, I'm going to place the little bits that I can of this. Did he give me a command block? Yeah, he gave me a command block, but I couldn't place it. It wasn't valuable. Like, it was valuable insofar as, oh my god, it's a command block. But, like, you couldn't use it. It didn't fucking matter. It got deleted when the illegal items plugin was updated. And all of the rest of Pyro's illegal items got deleted eventually that way too, and it ultimately didn't matter. And so that's really kind of the grand lesson. If Pyro had just kept all that stuff hoarded to himself, it would have eventually been world edited away by Housemaster when the rest of his stash was deleted. And so, what would have been the point at all? You would have had nothing. You wouldn't have even been able to hoard it at that point. You would have just been screwed, effectively. Wouldn't that be a grand irony? To be in charge of this awesome backdoor stash from years earlier and have all these awesome, cool items that no one else can use, and then not even you can use them because the illegal items plugin will just destroy them. Or Housemaster will just destroy them. And then you have nothing. Oh, that reminds me, I need to trade with my villagers. And sleep. I'm probably going to get bogged by phantoms. Cannot be placed unless you're in creative and have op. Yep, that's exactly it. That was why it was worthless. It was cool, but like, nothing that amazing. I have a bunch of screenshots of me trying to place it. That's really about it. Like, it wasn't anything super amazing. Oh shit, I don't have jump boost anymore. Actually, since I had to nix jump boost, maybe I can just re-enable it. Because, like, I'm using water to place that basalt now. He gave me my own head. Yes, that's exactly right, Poncho Hamster. Basically, you're just saying, why make a test server if the main server won't update? I don't know. I don't claim to know what that's all about. Phantoms are the worst, yeah. They're not great. They're very poorly implemented, in my opinion. Phantoms could be better, just in general, really. Okay, let's put... That's not enough room. Put that in there. My iron stores are still fairly bad, but it's getting there. Let's make some food. Harvest the cane. Cool. Okay. Useless mob, existing functionality had to be nerfed to give it a purpose. Yeah, kind of. Also, the slow fall potion is like a gimmick, basically. It's not valuable in and of itself. Would be nice if they were to give it something more, some more oomph or something. I don't know. I don't know what they could do to fix the slow fall potion or to fix phantoms in general. I liked the idea back when they were first being announced that it was going to be an end undead mob. That seemed really cool. Oh wait, what the fuck am I doing? I don't need to make golden carrots. I can buy golden carrots. Anyway, it was going to be an end based undead mob. The first undead mob to spawn in the end. And it was going to be like, I don't really know. I guess they were going to still do the insomnia thing, but it was still going to be really cool. And then they changed it to the overworld, and I was like, no. You ruined it. Why? You could have had it. Ah, you. And yeah, they just never really did it right. In my opinion. I would like to see more end and more nether mobs. Oh, man. Excuse me, I had a bad yawn just now. That's fortune. Let's get the silk touch back. I wish there was a way to like force villagers to update their trades. What did I have a name tag for? Oh, that's right. That was for the if a pillager spawn ever showed up, I would have a way to keep one of them around. That's what I wanted that for. I remember now. Cool. Did you update? No. You updated though. I don't know that I want it yet. Damn it. Anyway. Slow falling arrows are good for vanilla crystal PvP to keep your enemy in the air for longer to deal more damage with crystals. Oh, really? Slow fall arrows. Okay. Now, I didn't know about that. That's very interesting. I've never actually crystal PvP'd in vanilla. Because I've never imagined it would be a sustainable activity. But I don't know. Maybe I should give it a look-see. We got jump boost. I love jump boost. Discord might need help with the design for Space Valk 4, the one you're making. Just join the Discord in the description, man. You're so bored of Crystal PvP. Yes, thank you. I was hoping that at some point people would begin to despise Crystal PvP. Nice quote, Poncho Hamster. I like that. The only difference is Jack gave his willingly. Yeah. The museum kind of didn't last. Very sad. Hell, a lot of things didn't last. Okay. Maybe they updated. Yo, dog, where are your books at? Yeah. Give me that XP. Well, actually, I should probably just... There we go. Based unlimited emeralds. I love it. I'm so glad I moved those villagers up there. To be honest, more of a hack client PvP than vanilla. Vanilla requires a lot more skill. Yeah. I think everybody sucks at it, to be honest. We're also coddled by having a bot that will hit everything under the sun. Or will pop or swap totems or something. As you need. And, like... That's fine, but... You get very lazy. You know? With functionality. When you get that way. It becomes very easy to go, oh, well, I can just do this. And then kind of stop putting forth effort. I think that's the thing. A lot of modern PvP is very effortless. That's why Crystal PvP is so bad. It's over in the blink of an eye, and it doesn't really feel like you did much. You either didn't bring enough totems and you die, something fucks up and you die, or you just sit there and you just place a crystal till your opponent dies. And it's really just more of the same shit, honestly. Do I work on the hardcore world offline? No, I try not to. I try, unless I'm AFKing at like my what's it, the Guardian farm, I don't really find a reason to do any work off stream. I want to like show everything that I do as much as I can on stream. Some of the basalt placing I've been doing off stream, just a little here and there, because it's so tedious. Basalt gathering, etc. Like, there's just so much of this I have to get. I would make a generator, but then I'd just be standing in one place, and what's the point in that? At least you get to sort of look around the world here. The last time I made a generator, I fucked up my world and had to backdate, and that was not fun. So we'll pretend that didn't happen. Hard to play without a client. Yeah, I've gotten used to not playing with a client anymore. I've actually gotten used to using vanilla again. It's really quite funny. I used to be a huge hack client enthusiast. And now I just don't give a shit. I don't know. It's a numbers game. Yes, it's very much a numbers game. That's kind of why I'm hoping whatever the snapshot, the combat update, whatever that ends up being, it'll actually be like you'll be able to melee and parry your opponent's attacks and things of that nature. To maybe sort of kind of develop a sense of rhythm and skill to Crystal PvP that's just not there. Because goddamn, it's just not there right now. PvP, as long as I can remember, the highest tiers of PvP have always been a slugfest. Before, it was a slugfest that lasted hours. Now it's a slugfest that lasts seconds. And I don't see how you can have fun with that. Like, who are these children who just sit at spawn and then type easy over and over at each other? Like, who are these people? Don't they know they have a bedtime or something? Aren't they supposed to be, like, in school? Like, nobody can seriously derive that much enjoyment from it. Oh, yeah, don't bother watching episode 1. That's a different world. Because that was, I don't know, I got a little careless with that one. But yeah. God, I'm losing my voice now. Easy in cope harder, yeah, exactly. Like, do you get a hard-on by typing that? I don't know. That's the other aspect of PvP that I never really understood. It's a giant ego-stroking game. Who can kill someone with an explosive faster, I guess. I don't know. I guess to a degree, building is not too much different ego-wise. Like, I definitely build because I want to show off. I can confidently say that's a lot of the reason why I like building. I can show shit off. I can do shit and have people see it and enjoy it. I'm just lucky enough that people actually like what I do, what I make. But I don't know. I guess the human ego is just forever a part of human behavior. There's no separating it, you know? Easy, I jacked everybody laid out. Trendy, boom, indie client. That's pretty good. Some of the weird things these clients read out. Like, I want to say the first one that I saw that really, like, tickled me was the Root client. How it kept saying, I love Root. Because I think Guardians of the Galaxy was, like... Or no, it was the Avengers. That was it. Avengers was, like, the big thing. And so people were like, I am Root. I love Root. Because Groot was everybody's favorite character. And they wanted to shill their client, too. So they did. And so everybody started saying Groot. And then Forge Hacks... Or was it... No, it wasn't Forge Hacks. Who was it? Kami. That was it. It was Kami that was like, I'm Kami. Kami this, Kami that. It got to be a point of annoyance. And now it's just a point of silliness. Oh yeah, my client will randomly spout inane bullshit because I want it to. Like, the brain power that some of these people who develop these clients must have. Trendy, tendy, boom. That's just, like, so stupid. Nobody, and I mean nobody, would say that. No one would willingly utter those words back to back in any other setting or situation. Trendy, tendy, haha, boom, boom. Like, if you said that to me, I'd look at you like you were high on cocaine. I would ask if you were okay or if you needed to see a specialist. Because goddamn. Forge Hacks is backdoored. Be careful. Yeah, I know. E-girl hack B1 and cat girl hack 1 plus 1. Like, back in my day, we used to call clients shit like Huzuni and Worst and Kinky and Notice and like other almost nonsensical names. Now it's cat girl client and cat boy client and trendy tendy and all this other dumb shit. And I'm just like, how do you not just like cringe every time you open up the loading screen when you fire up Minecraft? And you willingly chose this client, by the way. How do you not just cringe to death? Because at least Forge Hacks was sensible. Like, it was a hack client coded in Forge. There you go. But they couldn't make it more, I don't know, cool? Meteor! Or, Hitler did nothing wrong, 666. Like, I don't know. You could do something edgy, but instead it's like dumb TikTok shit. Why? Jack said your client's name. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about that, Poncho Hamster. I was just being hyperbolic. And so, yeah, it's just one of those, like, I don't know, it's weird. The choices in naming that some people come up with. Because, like, I would think 2B2T, as edgy as it is, would embrace edgy client names and crazy dumb shit like that. That's the sort of thing you would want. That would be cool. Or hip or whatever. I don't know. But instead, it's like the weirdest Zoomer shit I've ever read. Are you roasting client names? I'm really just kind of like roasting people's choices in general. It's not really like I'm trying to pick on any one person, but like, I don't know. Name your shit better. Please. Have some common decency. Because see, here's the thing. When you grow up and you're trying to show off that your resume, you know, you're a software dev or whatever, and you can do whatever it is they want you to do. You got the chops, in other words. When you're doing that, do you want your resume to reflect that? Do you want the name Trendy Tendy? Oh yeah, I coded the Trendy Tendy client, or I coded the Cat Girl client in Minecraft. Like, you've already admitted to basically playing a child's game. Like, Minecraft is not really looked upon favorably like it should be, but it's neither here nor there. So you've already admitted to that, basically. Is that something else you want to tack on to the end of that? Well, why, Mr. So-and-so, as you've applied to our company, why name it Cat Girl Client or Cat Boy? Cat Boy Client, that's even worse. Why name it Cat Boy Client? What, Mr. So-and-so, what was your thought process on that? Why do you want to join our company? Why aren't you there? Why aren't you still developing the Cat Boy Client? And it's just like, yeah, that's going to be very embarrassing in like 10 to 15 years when you try to get a job or when you try to cash in on that skill. And it's not like developing for a client or coding in Minecraft isn't a skill. It is. It's a valuable skill. Kino Rana is making good bank off of being able to be a software dev simply because he learned through Minecraft coding. Ow. And like, that's definitely something, you know, that's a talent worth nurturing. But like, you got some splaining to do, you know? Someone's gonna look at that and gonna be like, what? Imagine your name client Popbonia. Yeah, I know, right? Popbonia Transprimes. Holy shit. I mean, they might respect it for how progressive it sounds or whatever, but at the same time, they're definitely not gonna get the reference. They're not gonna realize it's a meme. That's right up there with naming your kid Sephiroth because you're such a Final Fantasy VII fan. Like, boy, are you going to have a very awkward conversation with your child when they grow up. I named my kid Sephiroth. Like, no, child services should have said something about that. And so, like, yeah, it's just that kind of lack of common sense approach to things. Cool names are easier to explain than cringe ones. Even if you're being cringe ironically because it's hot, whatever, to be cringe. Because for some reason, being cringe on purpose has become a meme to a very minor degree. But it's become a thing. I don't know why. It used to be that cringe was something we'd all point and laughed at. Now it's something to be emulated. Like, why? What gives? I don't understand. And I'm having trouble wrapping my head around wanting to be cringe. When I was 17 or 16 or whatever, when I did stupid shit, I didn't want to remember it. I didn't want it being brought up. Like, I left several forums when I was 15, 16, 17 because I was a cringy idiot. And I felt embarrassed showing my face in those places. And rightly so. And obviously I outgrew it. But like, I don't know. People who have lived their lives almost exclusively online are going to have a harder time learning that lesson of everything you've ever done will be under a microscope at some point one day. Be careful what you do. And yes, Catboy client dev, I'm talking to you. Not that I have anything against your client. I'm sure you could easy me in Crystal PvP or whatever. But just know that that may end up coming back to haunt you. Kinarana seems so nice. You talk to him a bit. Yes, he is nice. He's actually grown up a hell of a lot. Like, it's really funny what getting a job and, like, having your life mostly sorted out will do for you. The amount of stability and the amount of clarity it gives you is, like, night and day. It's really... oh, fuck. It's really quite funny. Because, like, Kino was a whiny bitch once upon a time. And he outgrew it. And I'm glad he did. I'm glad he's grown up and changed and is a functioning adult. I wish that on everyone. I wish everyone the blessing of growing up and being a functioning adult. There was a meme many, many years ago about how I don't know how to adult. How do I adult? Where do I learn to adult? Well, I wish you all that luck. I wish you can do that. Because while it is a pain in the ass to be an adult, it's a hell of a lot better than being a child. Because when you're a child, you don't got nothing. You get what you're given, and you're lucky if you get anything at all. But as an adult, you have freedom. Personal responsibility, but freedom. And that's something that can't be understated. To define yourself and define what you wish to be and how you wish to be is so powerful. And you don't get that if you're not an adult. And the trade-off is that you got responsibility and obligations. But it's not like the end of the world. It's really not. People want to say it is. People want to act like, oh no, I've got to do things. But I don't know. There we go. Jester's right below the video. Yeah. Jester, the Discord link is in the description. Should be there. It should work. If not, I need to tweak it again. It broke on me like a month ago. But I'm pretty sure I fixed it since then. And don't be too harsh on him. He may not be an English speaker. He may be learning and not on a good level of English comprehension. Because, trust me, I've been there with Japanese. I know how that can be. Being overwhelmed by other people's words. I used to never have that happen to me. And then I took a foreign language. And now I understand that pain. Am I good at PvP? No, not really. But I never really claimed to be good at PvP. And I also never really tried to be good at it, either. Maybe I would be if I tried, but I don't really want to. I enjoy building too much. I enjoy doing what I do. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. How old am I? I'm 32. I swear, I get that question every, like, 3 streams. Thank you, you didn't get it. Okay, well, thank you, Pseudo Fox. You come back, man. You take care, too. Enjoy your blog and your Japanese... What was it, community? I don't know. I forget what you said they did, but yes, you enjoy. You might show up more often. Good, good, good. Tell your friends about me, too. Your 2B2T friends. Like, they're the only ones I imagine who would care. Randos that you know, or not even really randos, but like other people who know. Maybe. Pseudo haiku, yeah. I sound well educated. Well, thank you. I'm glad I can at least sound. I don't feel well educated. But then I guess that's normal. I've always heard that people who know a fair bit of things feel like they know very little. Something to that effect. The more you know, the less you realize that you actually know. Something like that. There's some truth to that, I will say. Okay. You tell your friends about me, but all your friends hate you, like IRL hate you because they don't talk to you. Wow. Maybe you might want to fix that, Sylbies. Yai. Do I know how to program? I tried learning how to program once. I didn't get very far in it. I was not good at it. To be fair, I didn't really stick with it very long. So maybe I would be eventually if I really, really, really practiced, if I lived it. Maybe, but I just don't have the time. I want to pick up skills like that, but I just do not have the time. Like, there are many, many things I would love to be able to do that I know I will never have the time to set aside and learn. Because I'm just busy. Life, you know? You have a tech class this semester and it's kicking your ass. Yep. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I'm very happy that I've only got about a month of school left before summer. The final, and then that's it. You had a friend like that honestly you don't need to be with people like that. Better to be a lone wolf than part of a dying lion breed. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Wouldn't recommend staying in contact with them. I mean, are they like abusive? Oh, okay, yeah, they sound kind of abusive now that I've read your message. I'd maybe not hang out with those people. They don't sound like they are worthy of your time. Oh, but yeah. Oh man, DOVA-Syndrome has had some really, really good guitar tracks as of late. Hi, none. Stop spamming. Have I heard of the term nested shulker? Yes, I have. Why? Are nested shulkers real? Are they a thing on what, like... Surely not 2B2T. Like, I always kind of suspected someone might have something like that. But I was never, like, certain. And also, I tried creating a nested chest back when NBT data was first tweaked to allow you to do that. And I ended up basically banning myself from the server that I did it on. Because I had overfilled my data. Is the Sky Valkyria finished? No, it is not. You mean Space Valkyria 3 or something else? I remember being in a class and playing cards with some Indian kid, and the deck had 7 aces, and the sub of the class, how do you have 7 aces? I don't know how you do that in India. No, I think it's just because he was cheating, and he got caught. Jack's the type of person to say, I don't run in Minecraft because pre-alpha days were much better than running wasn't a thing. No, they were not. The pre-alpha days were not better. Hey, Joshua. You missed Minecraft in 2011? No, it really wasn't. It was actually a buggy piece of shit. Minecraft 2011 was actually garbage. And I'm happy we've long since changed and grown past those versions. I'm not one of the alpha nostalgia people. I'm nostalgic for events and things that I did in 2011, 2012. But I'm not nostalgic for the versions themselves. I actually do not like older versions of the game. I like playing the most recent stuff. I like being able to take advantage of whatever crazy new thing Mojang has come up with. Like, I could backdate and play 1.12.2 mods and just have a field day with all the mods there are. I could definitely do that. But I don't want to. Can I call you Josh? I thought I said Josh. Oh, wait, shorten it. Okay, I see what you mean. What am I planning on doing when 119 comes out? Same stuff. I'll update my worlds. Wait for the mods that I need, like World Edit, Optifine, Fabric, etc. And, yeah. And then I'll play with the 1.19 content. And that's it. Like, same shit that I did with 1.18. Like, no change. I don't see why I would do something different. I usually look forward to newer updates. Just because they do tend to breathe a slight newer life into Minecraft. Even if not, like, massively. Because, like, some updates, like 1.17, are very kind of meh. You thinking about streaming? Yeah, you should try it. Do it. You won't do it, no balls. No. I'm kidding. You'll be fine, I think. I think you'll be alright. Damn it. Fucking lava's everywhere. I just want some bath salt. Some bath salt. Nope. God, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Alright, cool. That's one box. Okay, once I get an inventory, I think that'll be it for now. Oh, whoa. Ah, fuck. God, fire tick just does so much. There we go. We're safe, don't worry. But yeah, damn, the deposit just kind of, the wall of it is like right here. Shit. Yeah. I can't get to the rest of it, no. Yep, I should have known. Come on, let me out. Oh my god. Fucking lava. Good thing carrots are based. Otherwise, I would actually be in trouble. Have a good night, Yellow Sign. Take care, man. Found a base on 2BT, posted an image of in chat, now the coords are for 2. Wow. Everybody truly does know the coordinates of that grass block. This or that grass block. Won a picture of the old Yellowstone donkey a while back. Okay. I missed your comment, Joshua. Give me a sec. I'm manually farming it because I may as well. What is my overall review on Octopath? Ah, yes, Octopath. So, I didn't hate Octopath until I had to fight the final boss. I hated the bullshit that Octopath Traveler pulled at the very last thing. And that was, it just basically was too much all at once. And if you died, you had to start all over. For a game that had been very generous with save points, up until, I guess, that very instance, really, it suddenly became really stingy, and it asked me to use the characters that I had never used throughout the course of my journey up to that point. For those of you who don't know, Octopath Traveler, you have 8 playable characters, and you recruit them as you go to the towns that they're in, and then you play their stories. And that's fine. I picked the first 4 characters I picked, and then I mainly leveled and played with them. And then, about the time I finished the first 4 character stories, all of my characters that I'd been using were in the 50s to 60s range. They were the most leveled, the best geared. And so I saw no reason, when I went to the 5th through the 8th characters' stories, I saw no reason to keep using them. I saw no reason to not keep using them. Sorry. And so I would keep the character whose path I was in the middle of completing, but actually grinding that character up to be equal in power with everybody else when they start at level 1 was just too much of a hassle, and I was like, no thank you. And I didn't realize at some point that it would go, yeah, we want you to use all 8 characters. Because the very, very final boss is like, yeah, form 2 parties of 4. Oh, and the other party, so you've been using your 4 main, well, your other 4 that you haven't been using, they're going to be in the final boss fight too, and this is the final boss. He is the toughest, by far. So you better be up to par. Quick. And so you better be able to handle him. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I've not touched any of these people. Why should I have to use them? Or better yet, why have they not been passively upgrading and grinding as I've been growing? Or not grinding, growing. Why have they not been passively growing despite not being in my party? Final Fantasy does that. Some of the best Final Fantasy games of all time will level up your party members even though they're not in the party actively. Why not do that? Why do I have to manually grind them up just to get them on even footing with everybody else? That's silly. And then the fight itself was just like so overwhelming that when I did actually start making some headway, I couldn't easily get back to the part where I died because you got to start all over again. Kill those 8 bosses that are specters of all the path final bosses. And you just got to do too much. It's just, I don't got the time. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody got time for that. Shit. More lava. And so I was just like, watch Netflix or streams while you wait. Oh. Yeah, it got kind of stupid after a while. And so I was just like, fuck this. I can go on YouTube and either look at the ending myself, if I can't get it, or if I'm really dedicated and I really want to fight and kill the final boss, I can just go look up a cheese strategy to just cheese the damn thing. But then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why do I have to resort to a cheese strategy to defeat the boss when I can't beat it with my own strategies that I've been using up to this point? Why do I have to rely on that? And it just got to a point where I was like, yeah, that's silly. I shouldn't have to do that. I don't want to have to use someone else's stuff because I can't do it myself, you know? I want to do it as best I can on my own. Shit, got set on fire. And it just kind of was meh. Is this Jack the Ripper from Fit MC? No. Wait. Maybe. What client did I use on 2B2T? I used Future, I used Aristois, I used Nova, Notice, Kinky. What was another really... Oh, I use Worst right now. Worst is the only client that I'm aware of that's up to 1.18. Oh my god, this fucking lava is everywhere. Please stop. Yeah, Kinky was an actual client, though it was not very good. I don't even think it's still around anymore. Most of these clients died out. That's the thing. Clients come and go with the wind. They don't last. Mostly because the devs lose interest in, like, 2 weeks. If even that. So, yeah. Most clients that are paid clients are generally not worth your time. The only exception to that was Future. Future was worth my time. Future was really good. I don't think it's up to date yet. So you can't use it on the test server. But it's still really good for 1.12. It's got a lot of compatibility features and it's really, really well rounded. Please stop. You need to make a way to get rid of lava quickly. Make a lava sponge. Yes, I would love that so much. Or just make lava blow up with TNT. Just let me blow this shit up with a duped TNT bomber. Instead of having to scoop and sweep it away like doo-doo. I would rather just be able to blow it up. I'm pretty sure no one would care about it. Because lava is just whatever. You want lava? Go to the nether. You got plenty of it there. You want to keep the nether how it is? Well, that's your choice. There we go. Oh, shit. Can't get the authentic 250 players, which is annoying. Yeah. I don't know why you would want 250 players as an authentic experience. I hate the fact that there are so many players on 2B2T. You can't get a word in edgewise. You can't have a good conversation with anything. With anyone. You got bots out the ass spamming. You've got, quite honestly, a bunch of low IQ fools who just, like, they're here because they saw a fit video or they saw, I don't know, the YouTuber of the week. And it's just like, you can't maintain any sort of semblance of personhood, you know? If your name is famous already, you will never have peace. Everybody will harangue you and hound you. They'll message you and go, oh my god, are you the real Jack the Ripper? And I'll simply tell them, no, are you? And then exactly, chat isn't active, it's all bots. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying, like, it's dumb shit that just clogs everything up. There's no fun. You can't, like, make fun of someone. You can't poke fun at someone. You can't, like, tell someone something. But age 11, you did an IQ test, you got 115. Okay, well, cool. I mean, people call each other retard all the time. Like, it's really just, like, a term of endearment at this point. I look forward to the day when a lot of bad words, ooh, you can't say that on YouTube. I look forward to the day when a lot of those words are, like, replaced by whatever the new bad word is, and, like, nobody cares about cunt, retard, faggot, the N-word. I can't wait for those words to no longer be of any import. And it's the new flavor of the day that people suddenly give a shit about, and it's like, oh my god, this is so terrible. But that, at the end of the day, curse words are, as I said earlier, just arbitrary. It's just something someone made up. It doesn't actually matter. And you'll have people still defending the idea of, oh my god, it totally matters. Because words are violence, apparently. You remember when it was a bit known in the chatter community? PopPub does not play 2B2T. Yeah, he does not. Not as far as I'm aware. I'd be very surprised if anyone from the olden days still secretly plays, because they'd have to. They would have to secretly play to be able to actually play. You would not be able to play out in the open if your name was, I don't know, Kane's Law, or Exalted Spartans, or Hermetic Lot can't play out in the open, I don't think. You'll get hounded. I couldn't play out in the open. I'd have to go onto my secret alt. There'd be no efficient way of showing off anything I do, too. So it's not even like I could tell you that I play. I would have to tell you I don't play, you know? So maybe I do actually still play. Teehee. But no, in all seriousness, I don't play. I'm not about to start. I'm not paying house money to get onto the server. That's not happening. That's no bueno. Oh, I would rather stick 2 forks in my eyes and stir fry them over rice. Should you stream hardcore? You can build pretty good. Okay. Do it, Jester. Head off for the night. Okay, take care, Yanemo. I'm almost done myself, honestly. There's so much more more basalt here than I initially anticipated. I didn't expect this hole to be so full. I kind of miss some of the old magic mods that would allow me to just mine out a solid 9x9 area and just drop all the items simultaneously. Oh, those were those were the days. I remember Red Power, Equivalent Exchange, Thaumcraft. They all had a really cool way of like mining out large areas. It was so nice. Why over rice? Because that's what you stir fry things with. Stir fried rice? Never had that? It was just a way of me being crass. I wasn't actually, like, serious. Where am I from? I'm from America. Like, is it not obvious that I'm painfully American, Omac? I would think so. I think it's obvious, but maybe it isn't to you. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm not that painfully American, but I'm painfully American. Definitely. Is this the Jack the Ripper that helped kill Pop Bob? Yes, it is. Cannot get this 112 crafting dupe to work on your single-player world. I want to say that was a paper spigot issue. I really couldn't tell you, Sam. I'm so sorry. I don't remember if that was a paper spigot problem specifically, or if that was like a bucket issue, a multiplayer issue. In other words, you got to be playing it, you know, with the multiplayer jar and all that. I'm done. I collected everything. Yay. Okay. Let's very quickly convert it all to the polished variety. Okay. This should give me a decent... Like, it should finish up one wall section. So that kind of just leaves another 2 or 3 trips. But yeah, that should be manageable. I mean, this tower I'm building is going to be absolutely fucking huge. So it's not too shocking. Okay, good. It's all polished. It's all the polished stuff. Oh wait, what am I doing? Put that there. Okay, so I just need 60 more pieces. Almost finished, almost finished. Shouldn't take much longer. Guys, Pop Bob got owned. Well, yeah, he did. Like, a lot of people don't remember or don't know the context behind why we attacked him and why we definitely wanted to, and only because we got very, very, very lucky did we actually succeed. But there was a very good reason why we were trying to own Pop Bob that night. We were trying to humble him because he was being an asshole. He had stacked armor, and back in those days, stacked armor was an unbelievable advantage. Stacked armor meant that you were invincible in PvP. Ophtopia did it right. Well, no. It really doesn't matter who did what right or wrong or how they did it. If you got killed by another player, you got killed. Like, that's how it works. If someone bed traps you, it doesn't matter how they did it. They bed trapped you. At the end of the day, you got fucking bed trapped. If someone bests you in Crystal PvP, it doesn't matter how cutting edge and amazing their hacks are, or if they just got lucky and your internet shat out on you and you died in the disconnect. It doesn't matter. If you died, you died. If you lost, you lost. Like, that's it. Oh, yeah, that donkey. I see what you mean, Cat Girl Anna. Interesting. August 2017, wow. Okay. Now then, guess just continue where I left off. Oh, this is so much faster. I like this. I knew there had to have been a quicker way to do this, to lay all this basalt down. Stop it, you're hurting my small brain. Oh my god, that is my favorite quote ever. Or at least that's my favorite 2B2T quote. Oh, man. The memories. Anyway, so yeah, Pop Bob was griefing STP. And I know that STP doesn't mean very much to anyone. STP stands for Spawn Teleport. It was an exploit we all had access to back then. It was basically neutral ground because anybody could just suddenly be there. And, like, people kind of had a loose respect for each other back then. And Pop Bob had stacked armor, felt really invincible, and was just like, I'm going to fuck everything up. And you know, what are you going to do about it? And so a bunch of people started, I say a bunch of people, it was Zarviar, Kinorana, and Exalted Spartans kept teleporting back to spawn over and over and over to try and kill Pop Bob. And it got to the point where they were just crafting regular ass vanilla swords just to, like, try and get in on him a little bit. And then his internet shat out on him. And that was it. And they killed him. It happens. Sometimes it isn't your skill. Sometimes it isn't your opponent. Sometimes it isn't your client or your ability. It's... you got fucked because the fates were fickle that day. And when the fates are fickle, you got to deal with it. I can't count the number of times I've drawn a bad hand in Yu-Gi-Oh! Simply because the fates were fickle that day. My opponent had every bit, every out, every solution to whatever I was trying to do, and they just fucked me. The fates were fickle that day. That's life. You know, go complain to all the people who got killed by wild animals throughout human history. Like, fates were fickle that day. Tell that to the people who've been murdered or raped or whatever throughout their life. The fates were kind of fickle that day. Especially the people who died deaths that were unavoidable. Like, think about that. So, if your whatever gives out on you, sometimes the fates are fickle that day and you just didn't, you were never going to win no matter what. And Pop Bob could not take it. That was the funniest part about that whole exchange. We went there just to fuck with him because he had stacked armor and he was showing it off and he was being a jerk ass, and we were like, all right, well, let's try and do what we can to fuck with him. And then his reaction. He was like, Oh my God. How dare you people kill me? How could you? Oh, it must have been fixed. It must have been whatever. And he ruminated and obsessed for a solid almost month that we had to have some sort of crazy exploit that he didn't know about. When in reality, it was just internet trouble. Nothing special. It was nothing any of us could have done on purpose. It was everything that it was because that's how it was going to be. When you buy a lottery ticket, your fate is sealed. You'll either be a lottery winner or you won't be. Or you'll get whatever meager consolation prize they give. But no amount of praying or good luck charm rubbing or bragging. None of that. The only way to be a winner is to buy another ticket. Before the drawing, obviously. But obviously you can't know if your ticket's a winner until the drawing. So I guess you can buy more to, I don't know, hedge your bets. But at the end of the day, sometimes things are just set in stone and you gotta deal with it. And that sucks. Nobody wants to admit that they're helpless or that they are stuck in a situation out of their control. But oftentimes you will find that more things in life are out of your control than most people are willing to admit. It's sad too, because that's where you get like the really pathetic Rage Against the Machine types that refuse to admit that they are a slave to whatever fate ends up becoming and that there's nothing they can do. Like, that's kind of like the ending of part 5 of JoJo. That's kind of the message that I think Araki was trying to send with that. Whatever ends up becoming the next, I don't know. It becomes fate, I think is what it was. I don't know, I may be misremembering or misinterpreting the ending to part 5, but something about sleeping slaves, like you really are kind of unable to change the way things are going. And yeah, some things are definitely like that. Pop Bob losing internet connection at just the right time to lose everything. Delicious irony, definitely, but nothing anyone could help. It's April 1st for you. Yeah, it'll be April 1st for me in a few hours. You remember playing with a dream stand and thought he could speed run against you and 3 other people and eventually killed him with a stone axe in the first 2 minutes. And he thought you were hacking. God. Some people don't have the ability to really truly wrap their heads around being bested at something. Their ego is just so unblemished and not even slightly toughened up. That's the worst part. Those are the worst people. Their egos are so unfiltered. They can't imagine something or someone besting them. What the fuck? Oh, that's right. I deposited the last of my scaffolding. I forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute. I should have more scaffolding than this. Yeah, a Dream stan who thinks he's as good as Dream because Dream got to his level because... Well, who the fuck knows how Dream got to his level? But if Dream did it, I can too. No, that ain't how it works, buddy. If so-and-so did it, they either got lucky themselves, or they are genuinely that good because they've had a lot of practice. People people seem to chalk everything up to talent, too. And they stop to factor in the practice aspect of things. Like, everybody sees the end result. Everybody sees the Space Valkyria. But they don't know the road or the journey that I took to get there. And how there are a lot of things I did before Space Valkyria. And that I'm not just Space Valkyria. Space Valkman. Or the dude from the Fit video. Or videos. There are a lot of people like that in the world. And they're usually immature and very arrogant. Oh, I'm so happy I've grown more than that. I've outgrown being that way. I used to be that way myself, honestly. Very long time ago, though. Shite. Come on. Come on, I can jump. I can make it. White boys can jump. See? White boys can jump. I made it. You be right back. Gotta get some food. Okay. Take care, Sylbies. Quick, while Sylbie's away, let's end the stream. I think we should let him go. Whoa, fuck. That fish just landed right as I blew up. Whack. Okay. Well. Here we are once again at the end of the stream. Ooh. Well, at least we do now know Jack is white. You couldn't guess? It wasn't super obvious? Okay, well, actually, I might try to get a nice little panoramic view of it all. Oh. Shaders. Forgot about shaders. I'm going to take a good hard look at it all with shaders. Just this once. Oh yeah, I did finish this other wall right here. Looks pretty good. I've got to put like a detail or a design in it, but I like how it turned out. And then obviously I've been working hard on this wall. Almost halfway. Ooh. It's very cloudy. Or misty, I guess. Very hazy because of the shaders. But yeah, it's going to look similar. I'm going to get it all over to that way and then do that last other edge there. And I don't know. I'll have to finish the bottom part, get my mob drop collection up and going. Because I want to start collecting mob drops. And that's going to do it for me for today. Oh, man. Wonder what people would do if they knew what I looked like. They wouldn't do anything more. Y'all take care. I will see you all for the premiere of the next episode of Shadowrun tomorrow. Be there or be square. Or be even circular. You can't really see the circularness, but you can see the circular pattern up there on the sea lanterns. Yeah, so you better be there. All of you. I know some of you don't like it, but you better be there. So yeah, y'all take care. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Thank y'all for donating for Osmobite and Poncho Hamster specifically. Big thanks to you guys especially. I will have a good night of my own, I guess. I don't have too many more hours left in the night anyway. But yeah, y'all take care. Yeah, Osmobite was here, yeah. He was here a little earlier. I think he went left now, but oh well. I will see y'all later. Goodbye. Take care.